Hello. So today I'm going to talk about clouds, which is an unusual subject. So I've just driven past and I've seen that the clouds today are looking particularly striking. So I thought I'd quickly explain a few ways that you can identify different clouds and the so what of it and what it means. So there's three main types of clouds that you want to concern yourself with. They are stratus, cumulus and cumulonimbus. Now these three clouds can be at three different levels. So you've got the lower levels, which are up to about 2 kilometers, which is about 6,500 feet. That level is your low level clouds. You've then got your mid level, and those are known as alto clouds. So you'll have alto cumulus, alto stratus. Those are from about that up to the 5 kilometers, which is about 16,000 feet. And then anything above that is alto. Alto, I think altitude, because it's a lot higher. So I'm going to point out some of these clouds and I'm going to show you the differences and then the so what of them. So you can see in the background behind me there's lots of different clouds, lots of different layers. Now basically, fog, for all intents and purposes, is cloud at ground level. So you can see up in the hills over there, all that area there, they've got some cloud that's covering them. And if you look at the peak over there, I just double check that we're looking at the right one. Yeah, so over there you can just see the hospital in the foreground there, and then you've got the hills with the light on them. Those clouds that are above them are kind of fluffy. Those are cumulus clouds. And you can see they're kind of like big balls of cotton wool. Cumulus clouds, those can be at any level. They're fairly benign to begin with, and those are your standard sort of clouds. You might get a little bit of rain out of them. If it's particularly cold, you might get a little bit of snow, but it's not going to be heavy. It's going to be fairly light. It's going to be showers. It's not going to affect you too much. Those cumulus clouds though, if you've got a really hot day and the air mass is really unstable and the air can be pushed up, those can then change into towering cumulus. So as the name suggests, they tower. And you can see literally like a tower sort of growing out of them. There's none today because the air's fairly stable. Those towering cumulus will then convert at some point into cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus, bad. There be dragons. Those are thunderstorm clouds. And if we look over this way, and I'm hoping I'm getting the right part of the clouds in here, you can just see that mass that's sticking up. The cloud that's behind there is starting to go up vertically. When you get a cumulonimbus cloud, the real big giveaway, if you remember watching cartoons as a kid, the anvil that would drop, remember Roadrunner would drop an anvil on the coyote? That anvil shape sticking out is what you'll get once towering cumulus gets higher and higher and higher, and it can go from sort of almost ground level all the way up to sort of 40,000 feet depending. It goes all the way up to the troposphere. The reason it goes out in that anvil shape is it goes up and it can't go any higher. It starts moving out the way, so the cloud gets wider. What you'll get associated with that, you'll get weather, so you can get strong winds. You'll get all sorts of different other things. Now, the cumulonimbus are really important to understand because you'll get weather, you'll get hail, you'll get icing that can come out of it, so you can get your really big hailstones. You'll get static, so if you listen to radio you can get static crackling. It's just not a good place to be, and for aviators especially, cumulonimbus, they're bad. If you get in there, there's lots of big updrafts, downdrafts. Those downdrafts, if you're within about 40 miles of a cumulonimbus cloud, you can get these squalls, so you get the rain, the wind just coming out, but it's really unpredictable, so it can be quite windy. And the final cloud I want to try and find is stratus. Now there's not many of them. Stratus are the kind of wispy clouds, so kind of over there on the hills, you just see it's covering the tops. They're not really fluffy, they're not really doing much, they're just kind of wispy. These are normally fairly thin layers of clouds. You don't really get much associated with them, and they're really quite benign. Not much happens with them. A few other clouds that you don't really need to concern yourself with, but I'm just seeing if you can find any that'd be interesting for you to look at. So you can't really see any, but if you look up really high, you can see some of the clouds just over there, they're starting to sort of tail off. And sometimes you'll get clouds that almost look like brush strokes. Those are your really high clouds. Those are cirrus So those are cirrus clouds, and the reason that they're wispy like that and they look like a brush stroke is because the high level winds, that the jet stream, it blows them out and it stretches them. And one final cloud, and you can just start to see it over there over the tops of these houses. See, it looks almost like a flying saucer or a lens. Those are known as lenticularis clouds. You get these roundabout hills, so the wind is pushed, it comes up over the hill and it comes back, and that's when you get rotating. There's a few different names for it, but it's where the wind comes up and it kind of makes waves. When it gets to the top of one of those waves, the pressure on it drops, which means it cools the air, which means the moisture in the air condenses, and you end up with one of those lens-shaped clouds, lenticularis. Again, don't really need to concern yourself with it, but what it does tell you is that there's fairly active winds at the back of a hill or a mountain. So that's the three kinds of clouds. The only one you really need to worry about is the cumulonimbus cloud, because that's the one where you're going to get a lot of activity from it. You're going to get winds, you're probably going to get hailstones, and it can affect quite a lot of electrical things. You could get thunderstorms from it as well, which is the big one, which I should have mentioned. So you get thunder and lightning. So you get thunder and lightning, you've got cumulonimbus. The small fluffy clouds, which you can just see there, those are cumulus. And the smaller sort of wispy ones, which we haven't really got a lot of, the smaller wispy ones, those are stratus. So that's all I got for today. Hopefully that's taught you something new. I'll give you some weather predicting ability, if nothing else. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comments anything that you want to add, any questions you got, and I'll chat to you later on. Bye.